Hey everyone, and welcome to another Adventures Out video, and this time I'm doing a review. I'm doing a review of a rechargeable SUP pump. Some of you may remember on a video I did a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that I had trouble that my electric pump was cable only and I had to have my car or my van close to the kayak to use it. So either I had to carry my kayak quite far inflated, or I need to rely on the fact that I can get my van or my car parked close to where I want to inflate my kayak. And I mentioned that I was in the market for a rechargeable electric SUP pump. Well, somebody must have been watching that video because it was my birthday this week and my wife came through great guns with a rechargeable SUP pump. Okay, look, I told her I wanted one. I even sent her the link to the one I wanted. We had a budget, so it maybe wouldn't have been the one I would have gone for if I had unlimited budget. I wasn't sure how good it was going to be, because basically what I wanted was a SUP pump that I could blow up my kayak and then have enough power in it to blow it up again, so that if I wanted to travel and then go to another bay or go to another location, that I could deflate the kayak, pack it up, travel to where I want to be, inflate it again, and then carry on. And also, should, you know, we've all done it, forget to put the pin out on the valve and you take the pump off the valve after you've done inflating and it goes down again. I didn't want just to have one inflation in the battery. So what I've come to is my field just outside the back of my house, and we're gonna see how many times I can fully inflate my kayak from pretty much zero before the battery runs out. It's been fully charged, the battery, so it's on 4 bars. It's got an LED status indicator on the batteries, and it's on 4 lights when I started. And we're gonna see how many times I can blow it up to full. I say full, my kayak wants to be about 9 to 11 PSI. I'm gonna go slap bang in the middle at 10 PSI. That's what I normally inflate it to. I would probably do it less than that if it was a hot day, but I probably wouldn't do it more than that. I'm never out on a really, really cold day that I need to think that I need to put it up onto 11.
You know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly.
So yeah, we're gonna see how many times it can blow both chambers up to 10, and I'm gonna deflate it in between. I'm not gonna use the pump to deflate, I'm just gonna give it 5 minutes between each pumping just to naturally deflate. And let's see how many times it can blow up. And then while it's doing that, in the voiceover and a few other clips, I'll talk to you a little bit more about the features of the pump. I'll tell you what we paid for it, what my wife paid for it, and then finally, ultimately, what I think of it. It's not a sponsored video, as I say. My wife bought the pump for me out of her money, so it's I can say what I like about it. So let's see what it's like. So I'm going to unbox it, we're going to show you the footage, and let's get on with it. It is a Meridian Zero Air NRG SUP 20 PSI pump with a 400 milliamp hour lithium battery. It's quite a big unit, a bit bigger than I expected. It's got some interesting features. So this is the pump itself. There we go. So it's got a screen, which maybe you can't see very well because of the polarization of the LCD display. It's got units to switch between pounds per square inch and bar, and then it's got a plus and a minus to increase that, and then it's got a power button. It's also got a master on and off switch on the bottom. In there is a cigarette lighter plug adapter, so you can, without using the battery, you can plug it into the vehicle. And it's got a USB-C port in there for charging. And what I do like about it, which my other electric pump doesn't have, it's got inflate and deflate. It comes with lots of different connectors, every connector that you'll need, hopefully. The hose is not hugely long, but it feels fairly solid. And what I do like about it is the valve connections turn independently of the hose, so you can screw them in without turning the hose round and round, which is a bit of a pain. So let's get the kayak out and see how we get on. That one fits. I'm going to put it on 10. I normally pump my boat up to 10. It goes between 9 and 11, but I tend to put it on 10. So let's go. Okay, well, we watched the first inflation. Let's talk about the main features of the pump. It is obviously a portable electric pump with a built-in 400 milliamp hour lithium rechargeable battery, so you can obviously use it without any kind of external power supply. But it also comes with a 12 volt DC car cable, which is permanently attached, which I'm not a big fan of it being permanently attached. I would have liked it to have been on a separate plug that I could remove. So you can use it straight into a 12 volt power supply without needing to charge the battery. And it will charge from the 12 volt power supply as well. It has a dual stage inflation system. So you'll hear it starts with the high volume mode, which is more like a fan. So it's high volume, low pressure. Then it switches to high pressure mode at around about 1.5 psi, I think, for finishing off and getting up to its maximum psi. In terms of its maximum pressure capability, it will do up to 20 psi. It does say on the description that it will do multiple boards or watercraft on a single charge, so maybe this video was unnecessary, but hey. It has 6 different nozzles, plus the flexible hose we've already talked about. So it has lots of compatibility with different SUP boards and different kayaks and tenders, or even other just inflatables, things like inflatable tents and things like that. It says that it's compact and lightweight, but I've never actually used another one. I thought it was a bit bigger than I was expecting from the pictures on the website, but it does have a handle for carrying. I guess the one thing I would have liked is some kind of case to put it in to keep it from getting damaged. But what I'll do is I think I'm just going to buy a dry bag for it, because I do think I want to carry it on the boat sometimes, maybe. As well as the 12 volt DC car adapter cable, it also included a separate USB-C charging cable. So the airflow on its low pressure but high volume mode is 350 litres per minute, and the airflow on its high pressure but low volume mode is 70 litres per minute. In terms of its charging capabilities, the USB-C port can take standard 5 volt USB at 2 amps, and that gives it a charging time of around 6 hours. Or on the cigarette lighter 12 volt cable, it can take 1.5 amps, and that gives it a charging time of about 3 hours. So it actually charges a lot quicker on 12 volts. And in terms of its noise, it's around about 85 decibels at its loudest. So that's one inflation done. Probably took no more than 3 minutes for the bottom, and then probably 2 minutes for the top. I'll show the exact time on the video, on the time lapse, up in the top right there, something like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to deflate it. I'm not going to deflate it with a pump, I'm just going to deflate it laterally, give it sort of 5 minutes to deflate naturally, and then I'm going to go again, and I'm going to keep going until I work out how much battery I've got left. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check what the battery display says on the device now. So let's go and have a look at that. So it's still showing 4 bars. Hopefully you can see that they're flickering a bit because of the camera, but it's still showing 4 LEDs lit of the 4 on the battery indicator. So that's one pump done. So, you know, we might be able to get like 4 or 5 out of this, we'll see. But let's go again. Okay, it's been long enough, we're going to go again. One thing I did find about this pump is that until you've actually fully charged the battery, it does not work. I mean, it might have worked on the cigarette lighter, I didn't test it, but when I took it out of the box for the first time, the display said it had 3 lights of 4 on the battery status. So I thought, okay, I'll just see if it works before I put it on charge. And I couldn't get it to turn on, couldn't get it to do anything. Didn't even think that it would need to be fully charged to sort of activate the battery, but it looks like it's got some kind of smart battery in it, which meant that it had to reach fully charged to actually work, which, you know, it did, and it works fine. We've done 2 charges now, so let's go on to a third. Inflations down, and still got 3 lights of the 4 lit on the battery, so I think we're going to get quite a lot of this. I'm no longer worried. Going to keep going though and see how many I actually get, so probably just be time-lapse footage from now on as we go through all the inflations and deflations. I'm going to mess about with my drone to occupy the time, just waiting for the kayak to deflate for a few minutes, and then I'll set off on the third one. So I just had a bit of an audience there. They said they wanted to be on the channel, but I realised I just had my time-lapse video filming, so unfortunately they may not get on the channel unless they just so happen to be, oh, they will do, because it takes a picture every half a second. Anyway, we're now on, I've lost count, we're down to 1 light on the battery, so it definitely goes down quicker in the second half, but still doing well. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there. It's done 5 inflations and there's only 1 light left on the battery indicator. So it's possibly got another one in it, but maybe not. What I'm going to do is going to use what's left of the battery to use the deflate function, because I want to try out the deflate function to see how that works. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to see how well it deflates so I can pack up the kayak. So let's get it deflated, and then let's get it deflated naturally and then stick the pump on it and see if we can get it the rest of the way. Okay, there definitely wouldn't have been enough air to do another inflation. It would barely do those 2 deflations. It kept switching itself off. After just a few seconds of inactivity, I had to flick the switch on the bottom, the master switch, and then start it off again to make sure it kept deflating. So it did do it, but yeah, there's definitely not enough left in to do another inflation. But still pretty happy with that number. I'm confident I'll be able to blow up a few boats if I'm out with a group, or my boat several times if I don't have access to recharge the battery, which seems unlikely, but you never know. So I definitely would rate this pump. It's the only one I've tried in terms of battery pumps. I don't know how it compares to others, but I'm certainly happy with my purchase. I don't have any kind of link to purchase it, but I will put a link into where my wife did purchase it. It came pretty quickly, no hassles with postage. Obviously, I've never used that shop before in terms of knowing what their customer service is like, so it's up to you, but I would definitely recommend this pump. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you'd like to see me do some more reviews of stuff that I purchased, or ideally stuff that people send me, then do hit the like button, and also if you like what you see on this channel, please do subscribe, because subscribers definitely make a difference to small channels like mine. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, which I'll hopefully be out on this kayak and not just blowing it up in the middle of a field.